Hello, YouTube friends. Ben Ochart here. Thank you so much for tuning in. And today, I want to talk with you about a video that I released a while back, and I'll show you the original review here. It was a video on one of my Honest Aquarium product reviews in which I gave a light a thumbs down. I got two products from JC P, rocks and lights. I gave the lights a thumbs down. I couldn't get past the heat that was coming off the top of the light. Well, after talking with John over at JC P, I was wrong. Let's go ahead and talk about that now. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that sub button, the bell, and the notification bell, and of course thumbs up if you like the content. This tells YouTube something good is going on around here and encourages YouTube to put the videos in front of other fish keepers like you and me. We are getting real close to 40,000 subs. That's pretty exciting, I think. So I would have never imagined that we were going to get that far years ago when I first started with this. So this video that I released a while back talked about how I really couldn't get past the heat that I was feeling on the top of the lights. Now, after speaking with John and getting a bit educated on the whole situation and reaching out to him, I mean, I wanted to give him a fair shot. And so I asked him, I just said, look, why are these lights so hot? And he was kind enough to write back to me, and essentially, and I'll just read it to you here pretty much verbatim. I mean, he says here, our light fixture is made of 100% aluminum, and which allows effective heat dissipation of the light. The end of the fixture is made of plastic. When you touch the plastic part, it's very cool. Of course, that's holding the heat in. If the entire light fixture was made of plastic, all that heat would be held inside, and it would be overheating the LED lights and the wiring and shortening the lifespan of the light. So he goes on to say here that the reason our light transfers more heat is also because of the top of our light surface has a heat sink design, which increases the light fixture surface area and allows the heat to flow away from the light effectively. This will keep the light lifespan a lot longer. We also provide a 1-year warranty on all of our aquarium products. When the light is emitting heat, it is completely normal, especially if you set the light to max brightness. Now, what you see here on the top of this light is a heat sink design. You see the lines on it, the serrations, those lines are I don't know, what do you think, maybe a 1/16 of an inch, and there's quite a few of them, and that dissipates the heat away from the vital components inside the light. And so that keeps these LEDs, of which there are quite a few LEDs on here, it keeps them cool and extends their life. Now, when you use this light, one of the things I like about it, I have these JC P lights on the tank behind me. You can see them here. See the low profile. I really like that about these lights. I also like the fact that the lights are hardwired, which you can see here, both in the video and what I've got here. This is not a jack. This is not something that can be unplugged, and because of that, this will not corrode. You're not going to get corrosion here because you have a jack. Now, so those features are very, very positive, and I was using in the original review where I was getting those very, very high temperatures, I was using the highest setting. I was using 100% on this light. The recommended settings for aquariums is 30% red, 30% blue, and 40% white. And that's what I have set here. This is 30 blue, 30 red, and 30 blue, 30 red, and 40% white. And you can see all the way down to the substrate, I have quite a bit of quite a bit of light. The light itself, and just some additional specs on the lights, 37-inch lights, which is what these are, 6,000 lumens on 43 watts, down to 12 inches, 3,000 lumens at 20 inches. Now, this is a 28-inch tall tank. So a 28-inch tall tank. So you'd think that maybe there'd be an issue lighting up the bottom. But the bottom of this, as I mentioned, 40% white, 30% red, 30% blue, is very well lit. And the colors of the fish, look at this Autopharynx tetrastigma. This bicolor 500. I mean, the colors on the fish are just popping like crazy. So now, downside. If there was a downside to this light, the only downside I think this light has is it doesn't have the ramp up, ramp down feature that you can get by adding an additional control to, let's say, a beams work, or the feature that comes on a Higer. The Higers and the beams work you have to pay extra. You have to buy an extra control panel or an extra control brick. But with the Higers, they come with a ramp up, ramp down. What does that mean? That means if you have it set to the timer on the light, it will ramp up from a sunrise, a very light yellow sunrise, all the way to peak brightness, and then back down to a sunset, ending up in a very, very nice blue color. So the fish don't get shocked by a sudden or abrupt turning on of lights or turning off of lights. They don't get startled with that. This doesn't have that feature. But the truth is I don't use. If you look at the control switch here, you have numerous controls on it. I don't use the 6, 8, and 10 hour feature that you see at the bottom of the little control switch. I don't use those features. Reason being is that I run my lights for about 3 hours in the morning, like from 8 a.m. to 10 or 11. And then in the evening, I run them from about 6 to 9:30, or maybe 10 o'clock. Maybe a little longer if I'm filming a video. But the point I'm making is that feature, 6, 8, and 10 hour feature, if that's where the ramp up and ramp down is, even with the Higers, it's not something I use. My lights are plugged into they're plugged into a timer, a simple $5 hardware store timer. I plug the lights into an extension cord with 2 outlets, and then that extension cord goes into the timer. And that timer actually takes care of my turning on and off of lights. So the 6, 8, and 10 hour feature is of no use to me. But if this light had a ramp up and ramp down, it would be perfect. But still, for the price, go ahead and check their website, and you can get the price on the 37-inch, the clip-on lights, and the other ones, but they're very competitive. I think they come in at or below the price of a beams work of similar, comparable size, and certainly are comparable to the Higer in price. So price-wise, they're right in there. Overall, I have changed my mind. I've gone from a thumbs down to a thumbs up on this light. I would give it a 8 or 9 out of 10. Very thin design, hardwired, a lot of LEDs. 43 watts seems like a lot, but when you consider how many LEDs are on here, not really that many. And the number one feature that I like the most about this light is the flexibility. And I'll tell you what I mean. Very, very bright. But let's go ahead and tone that way down. So I can go 10% red, 20% red, 30% red. I can go 10% blue, 20% blue, 30% blue, all the way up to 100%. And of course, I can go as much white as I like. There's white. White includes a little bit of green. I'm not sure you can see it on the camera, but you have a little bit of green in there with the white. But again, 20%, 30, 40, 50, all the way up to 100%. Now, when I did the initial test on these lights, I did it at 100%, on all three, which I would never do. It would just simply wash out the fish. So, as it turns out, my concerns about this light, the heat dissipation, the heat that I was feeling at the top, is no longer an issue. And because of that, I admit I was wrong. That light gets a thumbs up, and I give it 8 or 9 out of 10. Not a 10 only because I can't get the, it doesn't have the ramp up, ramp down. But if you want that feature, you're probably gonna pay more for your lights. You certainly will if you get beams work. All right. Any questions, any thoughts about this light? Go ahead and share them below. I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. If you are running JC P lights, let me know. Keep in mind the lights have a 1-year warranty, which I have not been able to find. I had a light one time that corroded and burned out in 3 months. I contacted the company. They didn't even want to talk to me. 1-year warranty on their products. And I recommend them. I'll put a link below. You can go directly to JC P from the link I'll include in the description below. And I'd like to hear what you have to say also in the comments below. Okay, so that's it for me. I'm not too proud to admit I was wrong. I got a little bit of education on heat dissipation and lighting. What can I say? Thumbs up. 9 out of 10, 8 or 9 out of 10. Good job, JC P. Thank you, John, for sending them over and correcting me on my misconceptions about the product. And visit their website for more information. And here's a picture of that website. I'll include a link below. And I hope to see you on Saturday at the Cichlids and Coffee live stream. We'll talk about lighting, substrate, filtration, decor, and of course, fish. I'll tell you, the one thing I like the most about these lights is the pop. Look at the colors on these fish. And I tell you, isn't that what it's all about? Look at the luminescence on that Buca Nono. All right. That's it for me. I'm going to sit here and stare at my fish for a little while. Thank you for tuning in. Hope to see you on Saturday. Be sure to hit that sub button and notification bell, and let's get over 40,000. Thank you, my friends. Your support is appreciated. Bye-bye.